Hey, good morning everybody. So as you can tell from the title, here to do my 1 year with straight razor shave, and going to be using this. Just kidding. This is my dad's. Shout out to Spencer Frankel. This is the shit Corona he gave me. So my dad putting it to good use. But no, seriously, let's just get into what I'm gonna be using. Figured I'd just kind of go with some of my favorites. So I'm gonna be going my Deranged Donkey by Turn and Shave, the B6 Nebula, as I like to call it, for the, unfortunately you can't see the shimmers, but the shimmers that are in the handle kind of looks like Nebula. So B6 Nebula on the house. Going with my new, this is my Christmas present. This is a mini Sprecher, 2.5 inch cutting edge. It's a square point, near wedge, still 8/8 though. And then it's got beechwood micarta scales with these little abalone inlays in the scales right there. So very nice. And soap, I'm gonna go with one of the favorites again, Declaration Grooming Vide Poche. Oh yeah, just a gorgeous floral, so really enjoy it. So I'm just gonna get loaded right here. So I hope everybody has been having a good weekend, or has had a good weekend, I should say. I lose track of days sometimes. But yeah, happy Monday. But yeah, 1 year with straight razors. It's been awesome. Haven't really looked back ever since. I've used the DE 4 times in my entire 1 year, so and I think that is what I'm gonna go with. Wet my face and grab some of this excess out the tub. But yeah, big changes from my very first straight razor shave to now. I think the first razor I ever used was a, well, I think it started out as a 5/8. Oh, okay, so story about my very first straight razor shave. I was in college. I don't know why I wanted to use a straight razor. I think I saw like James Bond, I think in Casino Royale or in Spectre, he was using a straight razor, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I thought, I'll go buy myself a straight razor. And so I went and I bought one. I bought it from Art of Shaving, way too expensive for what I got. It was a one of their TIs. And I got it. I had no idea. I did zero research. No idea what technique was. No idea what shave ready was. I thought they were just, you know, they were sharp when you bought them, so I thought it was good to go. I have since learned that Art of Shaving does not hone their razors. So you would need to hone it yourself. So I was using a dull razor with no idea of how to shave, and I cut my face up for one, and I also dropped the razor and chipped the toe. So that was, I don't really count that as my first shave because I had no idea what I was doing. and I didn't pick it up ever since. But after almost a year of DE shaving, I decided to send that razor in for restore. So I sent it in to a guy on Etsy, and he restored it. Well, he took the chip out, honed it up for me, and it was good to go. So went from a 5/8 to like a 4/8. Razor is really tiny now. I don't even want to pick it up. I'm mostly just keeping it for A, sentimental reasons. It was my very first straight razor, and B, maybe one day if I have a son, I can give it to him to learn with. But yeah, that was my technically first straight razor shave, but we don't talk about that. So that looks pretty good to me. But just thought about this because I was talking about potentially giving a straight razor, you know, to someone new. In one of Dr. Matt's videos, he was talking about how he doesn't know how the whole thing about how like a 5/8 round toe razor became kind of like the standard for beginners, you know. And I have to say that I agree with the points he made. He said that with a, one second, gotta get my coffee. He said that with a with an 8/8 razor, so here we go, you have a little more forgiveness with your angle because the razor is bigger. So at, you know, maybe this angle as opposed to like this angle or this angle, it really the angle doesn't change all too much as you kind of open up or close the angle a little bit more. And I've got to say I agree with that. That's a very good point that I never really thought about. And with the toe, if anything, it's kind of better to use a more kind of pointed toe because it'll teach them to use even pressure real quick. The first time, you know, a toe digs into your face, you're never gonna do that again. So I think the only thing about kind of looking for the bigger razors is the price. For the most part, it's hard to find like a 7/8 or an 8/8 for a decent price. Oh, little blemish right there. A little bit uncomfortable, but that's okay. But yeah, finding those larger razors at a price that most beginners want to pay is a little difficult. So definitely understand that. The nice thing about those large razors though, if you don't like it and you want to resell, could probably do it pretty easy. So Whew, awesome. So what I noticed with this razor as opposed to the rest of my Sprechers is doesn't shave me, well, it shaves me just as clean, but the duration of the BBS isn't quite as long, and I think it's because of the weight. So the edge is still sharp, but I think the weight of my larger razors, especially like the Suminagashi, that one's the heaviest. I think that kind of maybe pushes into the skin a little bit, kind of brings the hair up a little bit more, and gives me a, you know, shave that cuts maybe a little bit more under the skin. This is complete speculation, by the way, so if I'm wrong, I wouldn't be surprised, but just guessing. So I'm gonna do something that I normally don't do with a fresh edge from Max, and I'm gonna do 3 passes. But kind of back to Dr. Matt's point, he was saying that like a shorter razor is good for a beginner because they are more maneuverable. And after using this little mini a few times, gotta say I agree with that too. I do like the maneuverability I get from the mini. Not that my larger razors feel clunky. It's just this one feels, I don't know, it's different. It's a nice change. So, here we go, cross grain. It's very smooth though. That's awesome. Whew. Excellent. Love the performance on Icarus. I am one of the lucky people who don't really get any gaminess out of the base. I understand it is kind of a problem, but yeah, I don't get any of that kind of like tallowy, gamey funk from it, so I just get to enjoy the scents that are in here. So I will be doing that shave tutorial pretty soon. Maybe sometime after Christmas, just in case, you know, some guys get like a straight razor for Christmas or something like that. I don't have the best technique in the world, but I'll give whatever tips I can. So. Sorry if this video is a little long. Just wanting a nice, relaxing shave today. So, not rushing, just kind of rambling a little bit, so. But that's what you guys have come to expect, right? There's Richard. Oh yeah, so I decided on a name for the rooster. It's Richard, because, you know, I can shorten Richard to Dick, because he's, yeah. And if you got a spot where you know there's a blemish, like I knew I had that right there, you know, you should already be using really light pressure to begin with, but I just really lighten up on my pressure right there. That's excellent. So, yeah, the smaller size is kind of making it a little bit different to shave with, as opposed to my other razors, but I do kind of like it because it's not as heavy. It's lost a little bit of the efficiency, but I can kind of play around with it more, you know, do like a little bit more buffing and you know, just kind of move the razor around a little more. I just got myself with a tip right there, but it's okay. Oh yeah, just slightly. Nothing bad. Yeah, that was excellent. So yeah, if you do want to try to get into straights a little bit, I would suggest, it's kind of going to be hard to look for, but a kind of a little short razor. So the 2.5 cutting edge, 2.5 inch cutting edge does make a difference in the maneuverability, and then like a 6/8, 7/8, 8/8, something around that. So can be a little bit funky to look for, but like I said, like let's say you were to just go all in. You bought a razor pretty much like something that I got. So you went to Max Sprecher, you know, you purchased a custom, kind of went with all the cheaper options though, you know, so didn't want to go too crazy. And you try it out, you don't like it too much. Gonna go with the matching splash. So I'm gonna shake this up real quick, just kind of get my hands a little damp. But yeah, let's say you don't like it too much and you're like, okay, I don't want this thing anymore, I want to get rid of it. It wouldn't be too hard for you to find some crazy person like me who just loves that stuff and sell it for, especially if you've only used it one time, you could probably sell it for I would assume exactly what you got it for. Assuming, you know, there's been no damage, you made sure it was dry, there's no pitting, because carbon steel, it will pit after the first day. If you use it, you don't get all the water off of it, it will get a little bit of pitting. So, or not pitting per se, but maybe like a little rust spot. But yeah, I mean, just give straight razors a try. You know, you don't like it, sell it. You might take a little bit of a hit, but hey, at least you can say you tried, you know? Give it some time. Try the 30 days. It makes a huge difference. But yeah, that's it for me. I do need a neck shave, so I'm not gonna rinse the razor out. Or not the razor, the brush. I'm still on my first cup of coffee. So went with the B6 Nebula. Went with my little mini, the Max Sprecher. So like I said, it's an 8/8 near wedge with a spike point, well, square spike point, with the Beechwood micarta scales and abalone inlay in them. So like I said, very maneuverable, very nice. Definitely a good change of pace from the regular size razors that I use, and yeah, just really, really fun to use. Went with Vide Poche for the soap, and matching splash. Sad to see this stuff go, but huge shout out to Sean Mason. I have another tub, so I don't need to be so liberal with the uses. But yeah, that's it for me. Got a little bit of a weeper right there, but nah, it happens. Maybe it was a bump. Oh well. But yeah, that is it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, loved my first year with straight razors. Hope you guys maybe decide to give it a try now that you've you know, maybe watched me for a little bit, or if you're new to the channel, maybe I could help spark some interest in straights. But they're real fun. Definitely my preferred way of shaving. Not saying that there's anything wrong with, you know, any other way. You like what you like. But yeah, just give it a try, and hopefully you enjoy it. So thank you for watching, and I will see ya.